Hello, today we're going to work on the vowel R pattern, OR. OR says or, like in corn. It may be helpful for you to have a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil as we work through today's activities. Throughout the video, there's several places where you can choose to pause and come back later or on a different day. Or if you would prefer to do the whole thing in one sitting, that's fine too. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is warm up our brain and listen for that OR sound. If a word says or, like corn, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, give me a thumbs down. So in the word storm, or, it says or like corn, so it's a thumbs up. Try the word stone. Stone does not say or like corn, that's a thumbs down. What about sport? Sport says or like corn. What about porch? Porch says or like corn. What about perch? Perch is ch. Perch says not or, so that's a thumbs down. What about, okay, don't laugh. What about fart? No, fart is a thumbs down. It says R. It doesn't say or like corn. What about fort? Fort says or like corn. That's a thumbs up. What about farm? Farm does not say or like corn. What about form? Form says or like corn. That's a thumbs up. Good job. Now that we've practiced hearing that sound in words, we can go ahead and use those sounds to be able to help us spell words. I'll do the first one for you. Let's take the word sport. Sport has the sounds s, p, or, t. There's 4 sounds, so I'm going to use 4 sound boxes because remember, or is spelled O-R, and that makes 1 sound. So in sport, the first sound that I hear is S. That's spelled with an S. The next sound that I hear is P, spelled with a P. Then I get the OR, the vowel R pattern, O-R. The last word sound that I have is T, spelled with a T. Sport is P, or T, spelled S-P-O-R-T. 5 letters, but only 4 sounds. Let's try another one. Let's say we have the word spot. Stretch the sounds with me. S, P, A, T. Spot does not say or like corn. It does not have the vowel R pattern of O-R. When I write that word, spot is spelled S, P, A. That's the short O sound. T. This does not follow our pattern because it does not have the vowel R sound of or. So in this case, I colored those boxes red so you realize that that is not part of our pattern today. Let's do one together. The word is cork. What's the word? Cork. Stretch the sounds with me. K, or, k. 3 sounds, so we're going to use 3 boxes. What was the first sound? K, spelled C. What's the next sound? Or. Or is the pattern we're working on, the vowel R pattern of O-R. What's the last sound? K. That's spelled with a K since it's at the end of the word. C-O-R-K. K, or. Let's try another one. The word is torch. What's the word? Torch. Stretch the sounds with me. T, or, ch, t, or, ch is 3 sounds, so we're going to use 3 boxes. What's the first sound? T. How do you spell it? T. What's the next sound? Or. Or is the vowel R pattern O-R that we've been working on, so both the O and the R is going to go in this 1 sound box. What's the last sound in torch? You're right, ch. Ch is the digraph, C-H. Torch has the sounds T, or, ch, spelled T-O-R-C-H. These next 3 I want you to do on your own. This would be a great time to use your pencil and your paper if you've grabbed one. I'm going to say the word, and I want you to go ahead and stretch the sounds, and then write the sounds that you hear. If you hear or, make sure you use that vowel R pattern of OR. The first word is form. What's the word? Form. Good job. Go ahead and stretch those sounds and write the word. Okay, let's go ahead and check your work. The sounds in form are or, We're only going to use 3 boxes here because there's only 3 sounds. What was the first sound? How did you spell it? With an F? Nice job. What was the next sound? Or. That's our vowel R pattern we've been working on. Did you spell it with an OR? Good job. What's the last sound? And that's spelled with a M. Now you really have to look at this word. This word is or. Sometimes people get confused and they flip that R and that O around. That would say a totally different word. That would say from. So it's very important to realize that when it's the vowel first, followed by an R, it's going to say or. Let's try another one. The word is horn. Stretch the sounds and then write the sounds based on the patterns that you hear. Horn. Okay, let's check how you did. What were the sounds you heard in horn? Or, 3 sounds, so we're going to use 3 boxes. What was the first sound that you heard? How did you spell it? With an H? Good job. What was next? Or. Or is the vowel R pattern that we've been working on, OR. What was the last sound that you heard? And did you spell it with an N? Nice job. The last word that we're going to do is short. Just like before, stretch the sounds and spell the patterns. Short. Do you hear the vowel R or in it? Let's go ahead and check your work. In short, I hear sh or t. 3 sounds, so we're going to use these 3 sound boxes. The first sound was sh. That's that digraph spelled with an SH. The next sound was or. Or is that vowel R pattern that we've been working on, so it's spelled OR. What was the last sound that you heard? T, and that's spelled with a T. Short is spelled SHORT. Nice job. Using the sounds and words and matching them to the letters can help us with reading words as well, not just with spelling them. So I'm going to show you how you can use these sound boxes to help you to read words. I'm going to start with this first word and show you my thinking. I want to look to see where I have letters that are working together to make a single sound. Right away in this word, I notice that it has the vowel R pattern OR, which says or. It makes one sound, so I put it in a single sound box. I also notice that this word has a digraph, that CH working together to make the ch sound. Then I notice that it has 2 consonants. Each of those consonants makes its own sound, so they each get their own sound box. This helps me to know that this word has 4 sounds, and those 4 sounds are s, k, or, ch, scorch. Let's do this next one together. Do you see any places where letters are working together to make a single sound? You probably noticed that the vowel R pattern is there that says or. You may have also noticed that this word also has the CH digraph. Now what about this E? Well, I'm going to tell you something. When OR is at the end of the word, often what happens is we put a silent E on just for the spelling. It doesn't really change the sound, so I'm going to put it into that same box as the OR because it doesn't change the sound. It doesn't have its own sound. It's all together in that one OR sound. So now when I see this, even though there's 5 letters, there's only 2 sounds. Those 2 sounds are ch or chore. So that's just something to watch for. If you have an or sound at the end, often you're going to have that silent E tacked on it as well. It's not going to change the sound of or, but it's not going to make its own sound either. So altogether, this word still only has 2 sounds. That was a tricky one. Let's do this next one together as well. Do you notice any letters that are working together to make a single sound? You probably noticed that the or is there as well, that vowel R, O-R, which says one sound, or. Everything else in here is just making a single sound for its consonant. The S makes its own sound, the T makes its own sound, and the M makes its own sound. Now when I look at this word, I can see how it's going to have 4 sounds, and those 4 sounds are S, T, or, M, storm. These next 3 I want you to do on your own. This would be another time when that paper would come in really handy. I want you to go ahead and copy down those words, and then figure out where there's letters working together to make a single sound. You can use the sound boxes to help you see where those letters are working together to make those sounds. Once you're done copying down the words and figuring out where the sounds are within that word, you can start the video again and check your work with me. Go ahead and pause now. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and check your work. So right away in this word, you hopefully noticed that there was a vowel R pattern, the O followed by an R, which says or. Then you probably noticed that there's a single consonant before the sound or and after the sound or. This helps us to know that this word has 3 sounds, t, or, n, torn. This next word has a very similar pattern. It has the vowel R pattern, O-R, which says or. Then there's a consonant up in front of it, and there's a consonant behind it. This also has 3 sounds, and those 3 sounds are k, or, d, cord. This last one looks a little bit longer, but it still has the same general pattern of 3 sounds. It has the vowel R, O-R, which says or. There's a consonant in front, and then in the back, instead of having a single consonant, it has a digraph. And so that digraph, the C and the H are working together to say ch. But it's still only 3 sounds. The 3 sounds in this word are p, or, ch, porch. That was some good thinking, everyone. This would be one of those times that if you need to take a break, you can go ahead and pause the video and come back later. Or, if you would like to continue on with me, we're going to continue practicing that vowel R pattern, O-R, which says or, like corn. I'm glad to keep working with you. So we're going to look at these words now and practice reading words and writing words to build some automaticity with that vowel R, O-R pattern that says or. Right away, when you look at our list of words, I want you to look to see if they have our vowel R pattern. For example, this one has an O followed by an R, so it follows our pattern. You'll notice that the or is at the end of the word, which is why they tacked on that silent E. Here there's a vowel R, or. But here the vowel is not followed by R. This one does not follow our pattern. Here we have vowel R, vowel R, vowel R, and it's at the end, so there's the silent E. But here, the O is not followed by an R. This one does not follow our pattern. And here we have vowel R. It's important to be looking for that pattern so you know how to read these words. I want you to take a minute and practice reading these words on your own. You may need to pause the video so you have enough time to practice each word. After you've practiced them a couple of times, go ahead and start the video again and we can read them together. You ready? Go ahead and pause the video now so you can practice. Welcome back. Did you have enough time to practice? Let's go ahead and read them together, paying close attention to if the word follows the vowel R pattern. Ready? Begin. Chore, form, from, porch, scorch, score, spot, sport. Notice this word and this word did not follow the vowel R pattern, and so they had the short O sound. This word was from, and this one was spot. The rest of the words did follow our vowel R pattern. Chore, form, porch, scorch, score, and sport. Let's read them one more time together just to make sure we've practiced them. Ready? Begin. Chore, form, from, porch, scorch, score, spot, sport. Nice job. I also want us to practice writing words. For this one, you'll notice we don't have the sound boxes to help us. You're just going to need to stretch those sounds and then practice writing each sound using the patterns that you know. This would be another great time to use your pencil and your paper to help you to have enough time and space to be able to write your words. Ready? The first word is worn. Like my shoes were very worn, and so they had a hole in them. Worn. Go ahead and stretch those sounds and write the word. Let's check how you spelled that word. In worn, I hear the sounds w, or, n. 3 sounds, and it says or, that vowel R pattern. Let me show you how to write it. The first sound was w, spelled with a W. The next sound was or. That's the vowel R pattern, O-R. The last sound was n. That's spelled with an N. The word is spelled W-O-R-N. Is that how you spelled it? Nice job. Let's do another one. The word is store. Now this is a tricky one. Listen to see, does it have the or sound? And where is that or in the word? In the middle or at the end? Store. Stretch the sounds and write the word. Store. Let's check your spelling. The word store has the sounds s, t, or. The or is at the end, so I know it's probably going to have that silent E at the end. The first sound was s, spelled with an S. The next sound was t, spelled with a T. Then I have the or sound, the vowel R, O-R. And because it's at the end, I have that silent E. Store is spelled S-T-O-R-E. Now listen carefully to this next word and make sure that you check if it has the or vowel R pattern or not. The word is con. A con is kind of like when you trick someone. Con. Stretch the sounds and write the word. Does this word have or, like corn? Let's go ahead and check your spelling. Con has 3 sounds, k, ah, n, but none of those are or, like corn, so it will not have the vowel R pattern. Con is spelled k, c, ah, o, n, n. Con does not follow our pattern because it does not say or, like corn. Did I trick you on that one, or did you catch that? Let's try another one. The word is corn. Think about how corn sounds different than con. Corn. Let's go ahead and check our spelling. Corn has 3 sounds as well. K, or, n. But this time, instead of having the short O sound, it does have or, like corn, the vowel R pattern. Corn is spelled k, c, or, o-r, n, n. Notice the difference in the spelling because this one says the short sound and this one says the vowel R sound. Nice job. The last one we're going to do is storm. Stretch it carefully to hear all of those sounds and check, does it have the vowel R sound of or? Storm. Let's go ahead and check your spelling. Storm has 4 sounds, s, t, or, m. The first sound is s, spelled with an S. The next sound is t, spelled with a T. The next sound is or. That's our vowel R pattern OR. The last sound is spelled with an M. STORM, storm. That is a lot of heavy thinking. We've used that pattern to help us to read and to write words. This would be another one of those times that if you would like to go ahead and take a break, you can. The next thing we're going to do is read a story. So if you would like to read the story with me now, you can, or you could do it at another time or on another day. I'm glad you're ready to read the story with me. The story we're going to read today is called The Roaring Storm. Notice right away here in storm we have our vowel R pattern, OR, that says or. As we read today, we're going to be watching very carefully for any of those OR words. Whenever we see an OR word, we know that it's going to say or. Listen as I read this first page and read along with me in your head. It was just after 4 when I saw storm clouds forming. My mom told me to do my chores before the storm came. Let's read that page together. Ready? Begin. It was just after 4 when I saw storm clouds forming. My mom told me to do my chores before the storm came. Nice job. Let's do the next page together. Watch carefully for the OR pattern. Ready? Begin. I went to the back of the house to do chores. I looked up and saw the storm coming. Then the storm warning horn sounded. Good job. Let's go ahead and have you read the next couple of pages on your own. As you're reading, I want you to look carefully for that vowel R pattern. When you see that vowel R pattern, you're going to say or. I'm not going to read with you as you read this time. I'll just pause on each page for a couple of minutes. You may need to stop the video for just a minute so that you have enough time to read all the words. When you're done, you can push play again so it can finish to the next page.